loading snacks.
What's cracking, everybody? Your Loading Stacks Anime Chat admins are back with episode 20 of the Loading Stacks Anime Chat podcast for another week to discuss anime. Have a good time here. Once again, you will probably notice if you're looking, or probably hadn't noticed if you're listening just yet, but Gabby isn't with us again this week. She is having a little rough go at it. After the move, she ended up getting that nasty, really tough flu that's going around. So she's starting to get back on the mend. So let her relax for the night, get it all out of her system. And hopefully, as long as nothing hits her again, she'll be back next week with us, have the full crew back in the house. So prayers and well wishes to her for get this out of her system, have a speedy recovery, and get back to us. So,
Yes.
Noah,
Okay.
how was your weekend?
Oh, my weekend was great.
Okay.
My weekend was great. Super Bowl. Um, what did I do? Watch some anime. I didn't do much this weekend. That was about it. I'm trying to remember what I did this weekend.
One of those kind of weekends.
I was sick last week, so I was
Yeah.
probably recovering. I didn't do much this week.
That's right. Everybody's getting sick, man. Even my
Yeah.
boss sent out a message today, like, "Look, y'all, this flu going around. Everybody, like, be safe." Like, okay,
Yep.
so okay,
That's right.
yeah. I did the same thing this weekend. I watched, caught up on some anime. Uh, kind of watched the Super Bowl. I had it on the side as I was watching anime. Actually,
It wasn't much of a game.
yeah, it got blown out. I was there mostly for the halftime show and some of the commercials. So
Yeah.
yeah, for that. Other than that, Saturday I did head out to Baltimore to go to this. I had a friend tabling this exotic art festival, so I went down there to go catch up with her, see what was going on. It actually was pretty cool. It was in two different locations out there. It was like their second year doing it. It was packed the entire time. They had panels. They had a bunch of artists, bunch of vendors, man, cocktails. Like it was cool. Man, a lot of cool people out there. So it was a lot of
What's
fun.
up?
Something different. So yeah, something different to go and do. Uh,
Okay.
no, that was a good time. Shout out to her. So let's get into some anime news. What do we need to know about this week, Noah?
Sounds fun. All right. Um, what do we need to know about this week? In some solo leveling news, solo
Which
leveling is now the third highest rated anime on Crunchyroll after last week's episode.
not surprised after that episode.
It's now right behind One Piece and Demon Slayer, which pretty much at this point, those are probably just the two with the most fans. Well, I'd say Naruto probably has more fans than Demon Slayer, but it
Yeah,
hasn't aired in a long ass time.
right,
So
right. And I don't think
probably the
this
most with the most
solo leveling
fans.
train is going to slow down anytime soon. With we know more seasons are coming down the pipeline, and this season isn't even over yet, and we're
Oh,
just
with how
six
they're
episodes.
delivering now, it's only anticipation. It's good that
Yeah,
they released this season really quickly because if people had to wait for a long time, it would have been different
hmm
for his hype.
yeah, it's deserved. It's deserved. I know we'll probably get into it deeper once we get into our top episodes of the week, but yeah, yeah. If you haven't seen it, go watch it now. Like you can pause this, go watch the episode, then come back and hear us talk about it. I would say later. Yeah, but it was intense.
um, yeah. So that's going up on Crunchyroll. And
Awesome.
then on some other soul leveling news, Jay Balvin, who is I believe is a Latin star, 6-time Grammy winner.
hmm
He's joining the dub cast.
Okay.
Maybe for new characters coming in, maybe for the future. I don't know if he's going to do a song, but Jay Balvin fans, that's pretty cool.
Okay. I'm down with that.
Goku's voice actress Masako Nozawa says she wants to voice Goku until she's 182. She's 88.
She said, "I'm riding this till the wheels fall off."
And this is
I
a
like it.
quote. How
I
do you
like
feel about Goku's Japanese voice?
it. Goku's Japanese voice. That's
Mhm.
that's that's the only one I'd listen to. Outside of the early, like yeah, like I listen to subtitle. Like
Japanese voice?
yeah,
His Goku's Japanese voice versus his dub voice.
oh, I don't watch Dragon Ball dubbed.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't watch Dragon Ball. I only watch subtitle.
Your dubs and subs be so just.
It just depends on what sonically sounds better to my ear. That's what I go with. That's all. That's all. Just
And
whatever.
I personally like it, but I just find it interesting for you because Dragon Ball Z is widely known to be like the only one that sounds better in English than it does in Japanese.
But remember when I was watching it, the only way I could get it was subbed off of TV sets that people recorded them on.
Right.
That's
Like,
how I originally watched all of it. So
yeah. But
I
ever
didn't.
since 30 years ago, it's been fucking sub.
Yeah, but I haven't watched it because my way of introduction to it was only subtitles. So those voices was all I knew about. So
Right.
I just rock with that one. That's all. It's no other reason than
That's
besides
right.
that. That's the first one
Chad,
that I
he's one
watched.
of those people that locks himself to one side once he originally saw it. He's like, can't see the other side.
No,
I
you know I
personally,
could, but
yeah, I
just
know
don't.
you could. I know
Yeah,
for sure. No, I'm
yeah.
saying you don't.
Now maybe when like if Super comes back, I'll try that one both or whatever. But for the most part, like with Diamond,
Super we
I'm not
watch
watching
in
any
dub
Diamond
because
English.
they don't release. Well, they may now, but we all
I
watch
think
Super in dub because they didn't release simulcast for dub. I mean, we
maybe
watched
one
it
of
in
the
sub.
last two or so movies I might have seen Broly I might have seen dubbed. I might have seen that one both, I think. But I can't confirm until I go back and double
But
check.
I personally, I when I rewatch, because like I said, the stuff that I originally watched in one language, especially when I rewatch it, I'm always like, let me watch the other side. Because, for example, Dragon Ball Z, Cowboy Bebop, all these shows are so popular in other
Hmm.
like languages,
Yeah.
but mainly in Japanese versus English, which is what
Hmm.
I know. So I'm usually like, okay, let me check out the other side. So when I rewatched, originally I didn't like, and a lot of people like it's like a meme on the internet, Goku's Japanese voice. But I personally, I feel like once you originally see it, and his English voice actor is so good that once you see the Japanese, you're just like,
Hmm.
heck no. But as I'm watching it, and the more and more I watch it, it actually fits Goku's character really well. But more so when he's a kid. When he's a kid, like in Daima, it fits him so well.
Yeah.
But I see why people don't like it because it definitely is really off brand to what
Yeah, with me, it's basically like the older
Dub
stuff that I grew
Goku
up
is.
watching or whatever. Like, however I had to get it at that time is just how I prefer to keep that nostalgia just together. Newer stuff, yes,
No,
I
I
watch
know,
both.
I
Yeah,
know. I'm talking about the older stuff. I know, I'm past that. I'm just saying that, yeah, once I rewatched it, I was like, I rewatched it in Japanese and I was like, this is at first I didn't really like it, but then as I watched it more, I was like, actually, Goku's voice like fits his little spunky comedic style personality. You know what I mean? Like her
hmm
voice.
I mean, I've heard
So,
clips, like I've heard clips and stuff like that, like online from clips and all that type of stuff. When I sit down to watch again, I got no problem giving it a shot at English.
mhm.
Yeah, but I haven't really fully done that full English run ever. So
Mhm.
yeah, I'm not afraid to give it a try though, not at all. Yeah.
Nah, he's afraid, Chad.
Really, you don't want to get on me for even watching dub.
I no, but I always say this: old dub was good. I'll be saying this. New dub is different.
oh,
New dub
oh,
does have good,
old dub was
but
hit
it's
and
not as
miss.
consistently good on the big series. Old dub was pretty good on every big series. I can't think of a big series that I didn't like dub on back in the day that I would now go back and rewatch and dub. But obviously, once I became a weeb and I got more into it, and then I got
Mhm.
addicted to the Japanese style, I started correlating all the nuances and the comedy to like just the Japanese like cultural style of like linguistics. Then
Mhm.
after that, then it got actually I started to realize the difference, and a lot of people did. That's why I be that joke. But when I go back and watch stuff that I originally watched in one way, I like to watch it the other way because I just like to see like the differences. Because if it got popular enough to be popular over here, it had to be just as good in Japanese. And a lot of times it is. And
Mhm.
for example, I'm about to rewatch Yu Yu Hakusho. I'm gonna rewatch that one in English because I don't remember enough. But I remember
I
the
don't either.
English is
Yeah.
good. So I'm gonna rewatch it in English. You see what I'm saying? But if I remembered enough of the English, I'd be like, okay, that's what I remember.
Yeah.
Now it's time for Japanese because I've had that experience in English.
See,
So
honestly,
now I'm
I can't
trying
even
to
tell you
have the new
with Yu
experience.
Yu Hakusho. I've only watched it all the way through once, and I can't tell you for the life of me if it was in English or subtitle. Like I need to go revisit that one again because it's such
I
a
definitely
classic.
watch because I remember Kurama's gurgly ass voice. I remember his voice.
Oh, yeah, I do
So,
remember. Yeah, that.
Kurama talk like
Yeah,
this.
yeah,
So yeah,
yeah.
he kind of
I do
sounded a
remember
little
that.
Brocky because I
Okay.
was really popular for like the delinquent back then.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think I'm gonna watch it in English, but I'll probably try both because that's what I do when I go back and watch old series too. I like to,
Mhm.
and that's why I found out because I was gonna go back and watch Rurouni Kenshin in English, and then I went back and found out not that the actors were bad, the dub quality literally sounds like they were recording in a bathroom. So then Benny starts watching with me actually during he can attest to this during this arc that we're watching right now in the remake,
Mhm.
and he's watching during the fight and he's like, I'm gonna put it in English because that's just what I'm used to. He's the same as you. And
Mhm.
I'm like, bro, I'm telling you, this one actually, the English is just unlistenable. And so he's watching it like 5 minutes, and he's like, bro, what the hell is? He's like, bro, you were not lying. It's like echoey, almost like you can hear movement in the bed. It's just bad.
Oh yeah,
So
that is
for that one
horrible.
was interesting because then I went back and watched the Japanese, and bro, the Japanese, like as you know, over the last 2 years, my love for Kenshin has just refueled,
Mhm.
and that really came from the Japanese because I watched Trust and Betrayal in Japanese, which I originally watched in English, which
So
I
good.
think we watched in
Yeah, we did
Japanese.
we did
I
like a
think
2 hour
when
part on it.
we
Yeah,
watched it in
something like
Japanese,
that. Yeah.
yeah. And so the rewatch of Kenshin in Japanese like refueled my love because it gave me like a kind of fresh experience of it. And
Mhm.
that's why I like to watch stuff that I've seen so many times in English in Japanese or vice versa.
Okay.
Like next time I watch Vinland Saga, it's English because I've heard the English dub is as good as Attack on Titan's dub.
I can believe it.
So I'm gonna rewatch Vinland Saga in English. I'm also that's what I'm saying. I'm not against dub. I'm against bad dub. I'm not
Okay.
against dub. But overall, still to
Right. So
me,
yeah.
overall it still just sounds better in sub.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But
That's fair. Yeah.
that's what I have to say about that. Next, we got Free Ren
All right. What
coming
about
to
free run?
Netflix
Okay.
March 1st. And this
Okay.
isn't big news, but
Still,
I thought
for
I put
those who
this
have
one
not
there.
seen it, if you have a Netflix account, look forward to it. It may be slow in the beginning, but it is so good. And when they do get busy, they don't play.
I thought I
They
used
don't
this
play.
as an opportunity to shout out Free Ren and just
No, free run
say, go
was
watch it.
phenomenal. Yeah, phenomenal. Yeah.
It's one of the best anime in a long time. Since like Attack on Titan, Mob Psycho, Vinland Saga. It's one of those. Go watch
Yeah, it's really good.
it. Next, you need the confetti for this.
Neat.
You need Cloud. You need to throw in a edit with some football stadium, Super Bowl. Woo!
For what? All right, what you got?
Because Kingdom is finally getting an English manga translation.
How long has this been? Because I know we've talked about this, Noah.
Woo!
Like,
Kingdom
it's
is
like,
finally, hold on one sec, y'all.
oh, what is he going to grab?
Kingdom is finally, you see this? Hold on. You see this? This is the problem with Kingdom right now. I can't read it. I don't speak Japanese.
I
It's
know.
been like this. Kingdom's been out. It just had its 19th anniversary.
And I
We've been
genuinely
begging.
I genuinely do want to read it because when we were doing our watch through with it, you would send me panels of how things were changed in it. And I'm like, why did they not add this in there? Like so much other context and stuff like that. So now that it is
Literally
getting an English dub,
entire arcs.
yeah. And we're
Oh yeah.
5 seasons in now. Like I'm invested enough that I do want to go back and look at it and see
I'm
what
gonna
they
leave these
changed from
right
it.
here for the rest of the show.
Because some of those panels you were
So
sending me was ridiculous.
y'all can see that yes, the art is on another level. Um, the writing is ridiculous. The world building is genuinely on One Piece level. The characters are on One Piece level. The stories and the fights are on hype level of
Oh yeah.
what's the hype is Dragon Ball Z, Naruto,
Yeah, the big three.
uh,
Yeah, you
you
know. So like
know,
you got your Dragon Slayers and yeah.
Bleach war arc, like
Mm-hmm.
Attack on Titan. Oh, we
No,
struggling
no,
here.
he's not. No, he's not lying. Not lying at all.
And problem is it doesn't have an English release. There's a couple problems with Kingdom, right? They have
Mm-hmm.
this huge manga that sells genuinely top 5. One year it actually, I think it beat One Piece one year. I think 2019 when Demon Slayer sold like 72 million copies, 78 million copies. I think Kingdom was second place.
Mm-hmm.
Correct me if I'm wrong out there, y'all. but I believe that year Kingdom was second place and One Piece was third place. To do that, I think they have like Italian translation, maybe French, Arabic,
Okay.
and Japanese. To do that without an English
Of course,
translation is
we're the only ones that's lacking. Yeah.
craziness. The whole Western side of the world. So this series is really popular. It's really loved. You watched it with me from an anime only perspective. You saw how good it was.
It was fire. Outside of the terrible CG from the first 2 seasons, it
That was
was
what I was going to talk about next, is the problems with the series. So you have getting into it is a lot of people I know have pushed through it. Actually, people who put me onto the series are anime onlys. People who put me onto this series. So when I saw it originally, I was like, okay, I'm gonna read it first if I'm gonna watch it because the animation is horrible. Turns out it becomes my favorite stuff of all time, like 5-6 years ago or something. And so after that, obviously I'm looking for more content, but we had anime season come out last season. It was a shorter season. We have movies. Their movies do incredibly well.
Yeah, the movies are really good. Their live action movies are really good.
Yeah. It's actually, along with One Piece's live action, it's the most successful anime live action ever, because their third movie was one of the highest grossing movies of, I think, 2023 when it came out. And it was one of the highest grossing movies in Japan's box office.
And it's a total of 4 movies, am I correct? 4 live action movies.
I think the fourth one just came out. Yeah.
Okay.
And it's got stage plays and it's got a museum exhibit in Japan. This series is really all the news. And if you like anything historical, if you like Golden Kamuy, if you like Kenshin, if you like Attack on Titan, if you like anything period, if you like Guan Yu as a character, or Chinese history and wars and stuff like that, you're gonna love this series. I highly recommend it. It's my absolute favorite. And anyways, I was gassing it, but back to the problem. Problem is that the anime is bad. So, and it's not bad. The first part of it is bad. The season is bad. The CGI is bad. So getting into it
was the story helped me push it through, because it is a really good story. So it helped me push through those first 2 seasons we were watching together, because yes, it is terrible.
Yes.
Visually.
So if you're getting into it, if you're not really hooked into the story, if you don't really pay attention because your first thing is how does it look, which fairly enough is a lot of anime fans' first thought is how does this look? You know what I mean? You usually gauge anime by like 3 or 4 things, and one of the major things is how does it look? So that's why a lot of people don't get into it, and that would drag people into reading the manga. But unfortunately, a lot of the manga are just scans or fan translations. We don't have a full translation for us. So now we're going to get that. But then there was a little discourse with that, because what was the biggest issue as we were watching it and you and I were trying to talk about it during the series goes on?
Yeah, outside of the abysmal CG, their translations were, I swear, off between seasons, between episodes, where it's a Japanese translation one episode and then it's a Chinese translation.
Well, that specifically is because you got your version, I can't say this on YouTube, in a certain way. But if you were to watch it in Crunchyroll, it would all be Chinese. They would all be the Chinese name.
Gotcha.
So the Japanese names in the anime are fans' translations that they put into the subtitles. So these ones, which I have now found out, I literally tweeted, and I even have, maybe I can send you a screenshot of it, the editor's reply to me on Twitter about their decision to make the English translation use the Chinese names.
Okay.
And some fans are, we don't care, just be happy we finally got an English translation because we've been harassing them forever. Literally, the post says the fans have been hurt because we have been harassing Viz Media, tagging them, tagging the writer, everything. Some of them are just like, just be happy. Other people, myself included, are really upset that the names are going to be changed because I think it's going to cause some confusion. And I think this series has the potential to get the love that One Piece and Bleach and all these other big series get because of how popular it is. I think it's that big that it'll grow that type of fan base. But if half the fan knows one side of the names and the other half doesn't, it could cause some confusion.
I can see that. It should all have been Chinese from the jump because that's where it takes place.
One or the other, right?
Regardless, yes, one or the other. If you're going to stick with something, stick it.
The thing is, the reason that it sounds this way is he wrote it in a kanji that has a Japanese pronunciation. So like I can't remember Riboku's name, but with the way you pronounce it in Japanese just sounds like Riboku. So it's
Mhm.
actually the Chinese name. But I personally feel if the writer really wanted it to sound Chinese, then he would have written it in the way to where they can pronounce it Chinese. Because how do they pronounce
Yeah,
any other Chinese word? They just
yeah,
write it in the way that they pronounce it in the Chinese fashion. But he wanted it to be able to be easy to pronounce. So by that same logic, then we should get
mm,
English names. But no, I think it should all be
yeah,
one name.
yeah, yeah. No,
And the editor says that every legal version of it translated as an anime has the Chinese names. And so my thing is translate it to source. If the source sounds like this, then you're translating the source, but it
yeah,
is what it is. Where I have concluded at myself is that once it's remade and released in English, I'm going to reread it and remember all the Chinese names, and then be part of the people who boost the Chinese reading fan base. Because I've had my few days of grief,
okay.
gotten over it, and now I'm gonna start just remembering all the Chinese names. Because that's how much this story means to me. That I remember 2 sets of names.
Yeah, that says something about it.
Y'all hear that?
That definitely says something
So
about it. But at least we're happy that the English translation is finally coming after all this time. Now I can finally go and sit down and read it before we get another season. So
yes.
um, and have all that context going in forward to what's getting ready to happen. So I'm all aboard.
Oh,
I'm
you might
100% all aboard.
your top five might change around. You read this bad boy. Your
I,
top
I, know-
five might change around
I
if
don't know
you
if I'm
read this one.
I don't know if I'm gonna go past where the anime is, but I'm at least gonna catch up to where we left off at on the anime.
If you start reading it, you're gonna be hooked. That's all I'm gonna say. But yeah, so that's great. Once again, I highly recommend this one. What else was I gonna say about this? That they did just drop a new movie on Netflix that I need to watch soon, but that's not it.
What, a new
Um,
Kingdom movie?
so the first one comes, yeah, Kingdom Live Act, the fourth one just came out in
Okay.
theaters in Japan, but came out on Netflix recently here. Um, it's coming out February. Wait a minute, is it February? I can't remember. I have the tweets here somewhere. It's coming out the end of this year, I believe.
Okay.
The first volume. So hopefully once they pump out the first volume, they'll start making more. I don't know if this is going to be dependent upon how many people buy the volumes,
Hmm.
but I know that I'm about to get a bookshelf and there's 80 how many 80 volumes about right now, and I'm buying every single one.
Okay. Okay. I expect to see a shelf growing behind you as
That's right.
as the manga your manga collection grows.
That's right.
Hmm.
So Kingdom.
Kingdom. Shout out to them.
Oh, shout out Kingdom, shout out to Hara. Go read it. Or if you want to watch it and learn the
Either way,
Chinese
it
names.
is, either way, it is highly recommended. I will say
Yes,
that.
yes. This is how y'all know how hard Chinese names are to remember. Low, there's
Nope.
114 episodes of Kingdom that we watched together.
Uh-huh.
114. Can you
Hmm.
name me 5 characters?
Nope. Wait, no, I can do two. I can do Shin, and I can do what's my man with the big Oki, my man with the big lips. Uh
What's best girl?
I can visualize her clear as day in my head, but why do I want to say Haru? That's not that it. That's not it. I'm thinking of somebody else.
Kiao
Yeah, that's not gonna help. Nah,
Kiao Kai?
yeah, I wouldn't remember that.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I wouldn't remember that. I think
No, she's
Oki
the
is
Japanese name, but it's just the
yeah,
like it's because the mix of the two.
yeah,
And us trying to talk about it is just caused so much confusion. Plus, just the names are hard to remember in general. But
yeah, but yeah,
hopefully, we can
Oki
try
and
our
Shin, make
best.
sure they know you know who their names are.
You got Oki, Shin is the main one. Kiao Kai, Tin is the little bird girl.
Yeah, yeah.
Then you got Hoken, who he fought. Uh,
That's what the
the big guy with the axe. That is Loki a big spoiler.
will do. Oh gosh. Okay,
All
we're
right,
back.
he edited that out, y'all.
Yeah,
But I would have spoiled y'all big time.
that was terrible. Oh,
But Hoken, the guy who,
mhm.
yeah,
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 yeah. My war crime guy. That's still my guy right now.
yeah. He came up to the place and fought 1v100 on foot.
Yeah, they built
All
different on
right,
that show.
moving on. I had to talk about. I think that's the first time I talk about Kingdom on the pod, isn't it?
I have to double check with Gabby, but I think so.
I wish Gabby was here because I wanted to recommend this to her a lot because she would really like this one too. But she's gonna have to watch the episode. And Gabby, when you watch it, you hear this. This one is, you know what I mean? And if
Yeah,
it's coming in English, you won't have to watch scan. You won't have to read scans on your phone, even though that's how you read manga, anyways. You can read the physical copy. It'll be beautiful.
yep,
You
yep.
know what I mean? You'll have my boys on the cover. Yes. Okay. And Gabby will like this news too. Highest selling manga of January 2025 so far
Okay,
is Jujutsu Kaisen in first place.
okay,
Don Don in second place.
okay,
Sakamoto Days in third place.
okay.
Blue Lock in fourth place. Toilet Bound Hanako-kun in fifth place.
Hey,
Blue Box in sixth place. Medalist in seventh place. Slime, which isn't a manga,
hmm.
in eighth place. I don't even know why I wrote that down, but it's not a manga. And My Hero and Apothecary Diaries.
Okay. So we got Apothecary Diaries up there for her, and also Toilet Bound Coon. Yeah. So yeah,
Yep.
that'll put a smile on her face for sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
This is it shows you it just shows you how much anime boosts manga sales.
Oh yeah.
Because
Yeah.
for a reference, this doesn't happen to comics at all. Not with movies, not with TV shows. They do nothing for the comic sales. So fans out there who are like, oh, this comic's getting out, so da da da. That happened when people walk to the store. So think about it.
And also, I think what helps with these are like there's more to it. So after you finish the season, you can go right to the store and pick up the
Yeah.
manga and keep on going with the story. You don't have to wait for it to get
Yes.
the production value and get animated all over if it's ever going to get released, that type of thing. You can go right to the
It's
source
the whole,
material.
it's just a different realm. It's
Yeah.
a different realm. Like, that's why I'm like, people are like, oh, it's outselling Superman and Batman. I'm like, that was happened when people walked to the store in the 50s and got something. These
Hmm.
are outselling stuff after 25 years of people clicking. You don't got to go nowhere.
Nope.
Not the same. It's like Taylor Swift versus Michael Jackson. It's not the same. My numbers might be the same, not the same.
Right. Right.
But anyways, that just goes to show like anime really boosts manga popularity because Medalist, for example, I don't think I've seen that one. I pay attention to monthly. I don't think I've seen that one in the top 20 yet. That's the one about the one with the
The
suspect
fi-
cover art
yeah. The
with the
figure
figure
skating one.
skater.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this one went top 10 just for the month. I haven't seen Toilet Bound in top 10, I don't think ever. So,
Okay. So season two must be doing something then.
oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
So yeah, it just goes to show.
Yeah. It's
And then
Gabby's favorite
JJK is
episode
still
every week.
number one.
Mm-hmm. It was JJK. So I get it.
I'm honestly surprised. I don't get it. I
Go
really
Drew.
don't. It's over. But hey, he did something right.
Getting them numbers up.
Next we've got US bill to ban pirate sites being backed by Netflix and Disney.
Mm-hmm. I saw that. Didn't look into it, but I saw somebody else talking about it.
So what does this mean?
Well, they're gonna try and figure out a way to block pirate sites so stuff can stop getting stolen and they can get their money from it. But as we've seen throughout the years, I feel like it's just a revolving door. They'll do something to shut it down, and then the hackers will figure a way around it, and the cycle will just continue. Whether it's using VPNs or a different way of coding things or something like that, it's an endless cycle between the big companies and the hackers. So they might get a leg up on them for a little bit this time around, but they'll sit down, go back to the drawing board, figure it out, and those sites will pop up in a new way of doing it or something like that. That's what I actually think is going to happen.
Well, this one makes me question some things because first of all, technology is getting better
Hmm.
and how they be restricting the internet is becoming bigger. So I could see like them finding a way to well, let's read this and then I'll say my opinion. The Motion Picture Association, comprising of Netflix, Disney, Amazon, Sony, and more, has backed a bill bolstering efforts to ban access to anime, live action, novel, music, and other forms of piracy sites in the U.S. and potentially beyond. Via Torrent Freak on January 29th, U.S. Congresswoman Zoe Lofgren tabled H.R. 791, the Foreign Anti Digital Piracy Act, FADPA, FADPA. If enacted, copyright holders and exclusive licenses, collectively referred to as petitioners, will be able to petition a U.S. district court to issue a preliminary order to certain U.S. services, i.e., Google, Cloudflare, broadband providers, an initial step of forcing them to back customer foreign access to foreign privacy platforms, websites, and apps. And what I think is different about this is that initially, as someone who used to pirate, doesn't anymore, used to, a long time ago,
Hmm.
long time ago. Um, your company, if you didn't do it right or if you didn't use a VPN, your company would already message you, like your internet provider, whoever,
Yeah.
they'd message you and say, "Hey, you got to stop this, and this is a strike, and if you get too many strikes, then you're
Yeah.
banned from
Yeah.
that company." And the reason they do that is because um, laws around it make it not technically illegal for you to get it, but it's illegal for them as a company to provide it. So they have to put up some sort of restriction, because if they don't, then it's basically like the company's just allowing you to do illegal stuff on there.
Hmm.
And then, you know what I mean, the government made laws that allowed them not to be able to do this. So they just put up little things like that. They know people are going to get around it,
Right.
but you got to have laws in place for stuff like this. So seeing this makes me think that they could boost that to where stuff could be a lot harder to get unless you have VPN,
Hmm.
which everybody knows are much slower downloads or whatever inconvenience you have. And it could mean that they become more strict about it as well.
Hmm.
Blase blah, because the sites won't go away because they'll just be making them in a different country
Yeah.
or whatever. So that's what's interesting to me. But like you said, I think that people will figure out a way around it, or
Yeah.
it'll just be a few big sites and then they'll ramp up again. Because that's kind of the thing that I see. Like a site gets really big, and then it's all this news about piracy bans,
Yep.
and
And that
then the
and that's
site's
the site
gone,
that they
and then
yeah.
they shut up.
Yeah. They go away
Same
and
thing
then
happened. I'm gonna sound like an old head for this, but same thing happened when I was a kid with LimeWire
yeah, it
on
happens.
dial-up.
We've seen this happen time and time again. Every few years or so, somebody gets loud on Congress. They take it out on one site specifically, like you just said, pull them down, make a whole fuss about it. It gets quiet on that end, and a couple months later, new sites rear their head. You know what I mean? And the cycle is just a revolving door. It just keeps continuing. Yes, with what they're attempting to do, yes, making the stuff more stricter and stuff like that, harsher penalties could be a way of doing it. But I still think at the end of the day, they'll figure a way around it, and it'll keep on happening, and it'll just be a constant back and forth. It's just trying to
Yeah,
limit as much of the damage as possible on there, and is what they're trying to do.
yeah,
Yeah.
yep.
Mm.
So that is what it is, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't care.
We'll see. We'll see.
Um, One Piece is supposed to return in 2 months from like 5 days ago,
Yeah, like in April they said it's coming back. So,
but it could be delayed due to the Fuji TV scandal.
and what is with the Fuji TV scandal?
Have you heard about the Fuji TV
I have
scandal?
not heard about the Fuji TV scandal, sir.
This is a big scandal.
Okay, okay, what's happening? All right,
Strap in.
all right, let's go. Let's go.
So basically, no, I don't have an article. I mean, I could look one up, but basically, even it was even on ABC News. Basically, Fuji TV is like a media company, kind of
Right,
like the companies you see in Oshinoko. I
right.
told you that shit was real, bro. I told you Oshinoko. See,
Spilling the tea.
tangent. When we were originally watching and I'm reading Oshinoko, in my head, I said, I feel like this is a great way that the writer is exaggerating reality. But I didn't really want to like say that because I didn't want to act like somewhere I've been in Japan. I haven't
Right.
acted there. You know what I mean? So I don't know. But I was like, I just feel like, because I used to do acting, I felt like Oshinoko and media companies, the way he portrayed them was something that he experienced because it seemed to be very real.
Mhm.
And but anyways, it was real because Fuji TV is a media company and they have this huge actor there who basically is getting in trouble for doing Diddy-esque party things. Not in exactly Diddy way,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
basically
yeah.
Illuminati, sell your body and get famous, come here, human traffic, all types of great, horrible, inhumane
Wow.
things. And basically the CEO and the second director or whatever resigned. The head actor, who's like one of the biggest actors in Japan, apparently resigned and has made a statement or whatever. Y'all can see on the I forget what his name is on the screenshot, but this company is the company that broadcasts One Piece. So depending on what happens in their future, it's not nothing set in stone,
Right.
but it's just interesting to hear. And their company's literally falling apart. So it's like One Piece supposed to come back in 2 months. y'all
So
better
now they find a way to separate.
y'all
Yeah,
better get it together, throw them
yeah,
niggas in
yeah.
jail,
Exactly.
and let's
Yeah,
get
like
back
get
to
them out of here.
business.
Yeah, yeah.
Lock them up.
Hey,
Let's get back to
but let me
business.
tell you something.
I heard
If it's
Japan
gonna
got
do
like a
if it's gonna do
90%.
something to slow down One Piece, nah, they're not gonna let that. I don't think they're gonna let that happen. I think the government or whoever will step in to get
I don't think the
them
government's
away from
making
them.
no
You know what I
laws
mean?
for
Just to
One
get them
Piece.
separated to keep One Piece flowing.
Yeah, I think the government's a little stricter than anime over there. As
But you
much
get
as
what
they
I'm trying
are
to
an
say? Like
anime country, that government is strict.
somebody,
They
somebody's
still
gonna
have the
step
death
in.
penalty and all they have.
Yeah,
It's like a I forget what it is, but it's like a 80 or 90% conviction rate over there. Meaning that if you go to the law, you get in trouble. Period. You might I don't even know if that means you. I don't know what that means. Like I don't want to say if you because I'm not trying to sound like a
yeah.
nationalist or anything like that, but I don't want to say like but apparently their conviction rate is super high. So it's like if you get in trouble with the law, you gonna get in trouble for it. Like
Mhm.
it's not like here where you got like a 30% conviction rate for straight up murder and other crazy acts. So I don't know, but I don't think obviously directly that's obviously a very large company. So who knows? They'll have other people in place, other people can step up. They might outsource. But it's just interesting and has raised a lot of people's alarms about, I mean, Japan delays a lot of stuff.
Yeah, they gotta go in and clean
That's
house.
one thing that they do with anime is delays.
Oh,
So it's possible, it's very possible that we could see a 2 month more delay while they're figuring it out or replacing people or
something.
who knows.
Yeah, that's sad. Yeah, but
So,
they gotta clean house. Let's get all them bad apples up out of there. That's damn.
yep,
No.
throw them in the pen,
Yep.
put that One Piece on again.
Right.
We need to finish out this egghead and get to Elbaf. It's generational what's going on in the manga right now.
Oof.
Oh my goodness, these new characters. We already got them, but we're gonna have whole new stands when the new animes get to when animes get to Elbaf, man. This arc is, I mean, he was already cooking in
An
he
egghead.
was cooking he was cooking, in my opinion, he was cooking of Oda's been cooking of Marineford,
Water seven.
even better. Um why is the damn arc not in my head right now?
CP9.
No,
Not.
Robin's arc.
Yeah, that's it. CP9 Water seven. Yeah.
Oh, Water 7. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm stupid. Why he's cooking on Water 7
Alpha Water
levels right
seven.
now.
Alpha Water seven. Hot.
Yeah, Water 7 is my favorite arc,
Mine
and
too.
that to
Yeah.
me is the highest peak of One Piece.
Yeah. That.
Gear 5 is great. Water 7
Yeah.
is above it.
Yeah. What?
Sorry.
Too many classic things happen
Sorry.
in Water seven. Too many
It's been a
classics.
long time. Water 7's just the peak for me. But Egghead is like legitimately after Egghead is said and done, when y'all see it's on that level, and then I think Elbaf is even better.
Okay.
Like I thought Egghead was going crazy. Elbaf is even better. So it's like I personally wasn't a big fan of like half of Wano. I wasn't a big fan of. I really enjoyed the end of Wano. I really enjoyed the war, but I think it went on way too long.
It did go
Like the
on.
final fight,
It
it
did.
went on for manga terms. Like even in the like the episodes are chopped up like daggone a chapter and a half at a time. But like even in manga terms, it was such a long fight for it didn't seem necessary for that length. But I
I
mean,
got a
it's One
3-day
Piece. So I
weekend. I'm
loved
gonna
it.
try to do Egghead this weekend. I'm
Uh-huh.
gonna try to do the Egghead Island arc. Well, what they have up to, because it's not
Yeah.
finished. Yeah, I'm gonna
And
try to
then
do it.
Egghead's story in the anime is coupled by just beautiful animation.
Mhm.
So it's just they were on some generational stuff last year. It's like every like 3 weeks they would have just like a
A banger of an episode.
not above banger, like just something crazy. It's just crazy. So and then Garp's entrance, oh my lord.
I know, yeah, I know
That
Garp
was
had his episode. Yeah, I'm this
Garp
weekend. I'm
and
looking
Kuma.
to.
Garp and Kuma are
Yeah,
two characters that have made their way into my top 10 over the past like 6 months of One Piece.
yeah. 'Cause I
Maybe a
know. I
year.
know
I can't
we get
remember
into
how long.
Kuma's background in the Egghead arc, so I'm looking forward to learning all of
That's
that.
one thing Oda cooks in harder than anything else.
Oh,
Is the I won't say harder than anything else, but like that's one thing
I
he's
would
is
say
like one of
yeah.
his top. Like if I say one of his top skills, world building,
Oh my
backstory.
gosh, he will crush your soul with a backstory.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep. So that is exciting. And hopefully everything will get together with the studio.
yeah, 100%. Prayers to the vessel.
Um, sorry, I got a text message. Next in One Piece news, the One Piece season 2 live action is done filming, and season 3 has begun filming.
So wait, live action season 2 is completed?
That's what I read.
Didn't they just recently say they were starting production?
They did. No, I think they're starting production on the third season. I think that they recently said that they were having delays with the second season because they had to rebuild some stuff or something
Hmm.
like that. But yeah,
Okay, well that's good to know. Now we can just get a date on season 2. That would be appreciated.
yeah,
And
yep.
I'm looking
Has
forward to
has
season
One
2.
Piece finished season 2 filming? Yes, that's a wrap on season 2. The cast commemorated the end of production with a special behind the scenes photo. Oh yeah, well y'all see the photo on my face right now
Oh,
probably, but
okay.
yeah, um, yeah. So I don't know what it is. I reported in here like a couple weeks ago that they were
Yeah,
having delays because that's what I read,
yeah. So
and I don't know. I don't even remember what I said, but I read that were having delays.
yeah, but at least that miscommunication is cleared up. So we now know it's done. We just need a date on it, and they are starting to work on season 3. So that's good.
Yeah, if it's done filming, just air it. Who cares, bro? Just air it.
Just give it to me.
No, but it's Netflix. They worry about like their different cores. It's the real way to use a core of time that they're gonna like make money or release something. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like,
yeah.
I forget, but like for example, the SpongeBob movie and something else was leaked, and it lost Netflix so much money because they were expecting to release it and it was gonna be their big release for several months,
Mhm.
and nobody was watching it because it got leaked.
Terrible.
Yeah, I mean, screw them. They're big. They got billions, but um, so that's why these some of these shows will take a long time because they might have Stranger Things and then Peaky Blinders and then this, you know what I mean,
Mhm.
for each season, and they don't want them to overlap each other. So I think the end of this year is when it's supposed to come out, right? I think that's what I said.
I'm. That's what I'm guessing. I think the later half of the year is when we'll get season 2,
Yeah,
since
I
it's done.
think that's what I think they gave a date and then it got delayed, and I said it in one of the newses, but yeah. That's One Piece news.
Mhm.
Next, Cheating Wives manga. What is this manga called again? I had the name up here
I thought it was called
yesterday.
Cheating Wives for a second.
That was just my cliff note.
Ah,
What's the manga called? It's a manga and it's getting an anime. This is some goonery for y'all goons, and it's called "Married Woman's Lips Taste Like a Can of Chuhai."
what?
Yes. Married woman's lips taste like a can of Chuhai. In case you didn't hear it the first time.
Okay, okay. and they have an anime coming out.
We will not be watching.
Just asking, just making it clear.
They are making an anime. I just had to get the Gooner news out there for all you Gooners.
Gotcha, gotcha.
But
So they're
this
making
falls.
it, so okay, no time soon. It's in production. Okay, I was gonna wonder, is there a trailer perhaps, just so I can just get some context?
This is the foulest stuff on the earth. Do you know this category falls under what's called NTR? You know what NTR is?
Nope.
NTR is cuckery. Is I don't even know.
Uh,
That might be a
got it.
real bad word, but
Got it. I understood the
you
message.
get it, right?
I got it. I completely got it.
NTR is basically what's it called? It's basically it's so funny because Gabby would know exactly. This is a term used for like etchy or like hentai and stuff like
Right.
that. Like one of their
It's in that
subcategories.
ballpark. Yeah.
It's used it's basically like people getting cheated on. And
It's a turn on term.
it's like it's like the fantasy of seeing someone get hurt while they get off, you know what I mean? That's what it is.
Yeah.
And this falls under that category. And
The Torre.
yeah,
Yeah.
notorious. But NTR is just I mean, it's the foulest stuff on earth. Because basically the reason the way is like, I mean, I guess if you put it in a scenario of like that fantasy of like, oh, this college, not high school,
Right.
teacher has oh, this married college teacher is trying to hook up with a college student. And you're like, okay, that's kind of hot. But no, the
No.
NTR ones is
No.
like
No.
the is like
I read the description. Yeah.
we're gonna see this dude. We're gonna see him go to work. We're gonna see him, you know what I'm saying, come home, have a stressful day. His wife's gonna take care of him. He's gonna fall asleep, and then she's gonna go and the
Bang somebody
neighbor
else.
fat
Yeah.
bastard,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying,
You look.
clap some cheeks.
Look. You were right with the words you used for it.
No, I'm just giving
Yeah.
a
It's
more
funny.
detailed
Yeah.
explanation.
Yeah.
So that shit is nah. Me and
Yeah.
all the homies hate NTR, and if you don't like NTR, I don't like you, straight up. So that's coming out, and that's gonna be interesting to see what the comments are. I don't think it's gonna be much because unless it's like out of this world goonery, then it
Yeah.
doesn't really hit anymore. The last Goonie one that hit was the magical girl one
Which
where
one?
that girl was torturing magical girls. It was last
Oh, you
year.
told us about it. You told us about it. Okay.
Yeah, that was the last one where I
Okay.
saw like a lot of people posting it. Usually each season I'll see like on the Twitter feed or on Reddit someone reposting some goonery, but the last one that was like everywhere was that one, and then before that was like trying to think, but it might have even been My Dress Up Darling. There hasn't been. That's what I'm saying. They really got a hit, and then before that was like what's the revenge one?
Redo Healer.
Redo Healer. It
Yeah.
was that. So yeah, unless it's on that level,
That was, yeah,
we won't hear
that
about
one
it.
was wild.
We won't hear about it. But yeah, I hope I made a whole bunch of NTR fans uncomfortable. Moving on. Um, Captain America and My Hero did a collab.
I saw that. Thought that was kind of cool.
So that's cool.
Yeah, that was cool with Hawks
What
and
does this
Armor and all
mean?
them. Yeah. Studios recognizing the power of anime. You know, another superhero anime, superhero movie. Let's do a collab. Yada yada. Yeah,
Well, this is in Japan, so it's kind of
yeah.
one.
And they were doing Falcon with
This ain't
pairing
gonna be
Falcon with
everywhere.
Hawks. You know, like I got it. I watched it. Like, all right, it's pretty cool.
Well, it's on theme.
Yeah, it's 100% on theme, and
It's on
hopefully it'll
theme.
translate over there to sales for the movie. So
Yeah, yeah.
um,
My Hero Academia has just started a perfect collaboration with Marvel in Japan. Both My Hero Academia and Marvel will be releasing big content for fans this year, and given they have the thematic similarities, a crossover between them is quite appropriate. Just like
mhm.
yeah, same theme. Especially since My Hero Academia is inspired by Marvel heroes. It's not the first time the two brands have collaborated. 2018, My Hero and Academia and Avenger Wars Infinity War did a crossover promotional materials for the Marvel movie.
Okay.
That's all the important information. I was just quick reading the rest.
Okay.
But oh, is this a trailer? Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I'm
It's
good.
a little cinematic that combines them both. But yeah,
Yeah.
that looks pretty cool. It's Hawks and
Yeah. Hawks and Falcon. Yeah.
Falcon.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah,
Makes sense.
I guess that'll be some merch and stuff like that that's going to be coming out when the movie comes out
That could be cool.
for both
That
of
could
them.
be cool.
Not
So,
for me, but in Japan.
all right. What else we got?
Next we have Gundam live action is announced by Paramount and Bandai.
It has been forever. This has been on the table. I'll believe it when I see it.
Paramount's got money.
I'll believe it when I see it. I've been seeing this trying to get off the ground for years. One, yeah, somebody's picked it up. Nope, they dropped it. Yada yada yada. Constant when it comes to this is one of those movies like Akira that it's constantly with a live action thing that you always hear about and it gets picked up, it gets dropped, gets picked up, it gets dropped. So I believe when I see it. I'm hoping it
Um,
happens, but yeah.
no, like it's officially announced.
No, I know that, but I'll believe it when I actually see it. When you give me like screenshots from maybe the live action or a trailer or something, then all right, I believe it's in the works, but is it going to stay in the works or is it going to get dropped again? So
Oh,
I feel better when I
well, I
actually see
mean, I'd
something.
agree with you like 8 years ago, maybe, but nowadays when they make these announcements, usually it happens. There aren't many examples of them making these big announcements and them dropping them anymore. But also Paramount's got big money. Like I think they spent 30 million on Halo an episode. Which mind you, Halo's a real popular name, but they sure didn't spend that money on story quality. They spent it on
No,
CG.
I quit off the first episode.
So if that, now I watched it, I enjoyed it, I loved it, but it wasn't good.
Once the Master Chief took his helmet off, I was like, I'm done with this, and just cut it off. Like, no,
See why? Little tangent. Why? Why were people? Because Benny was upset by that too. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you why I think people were upset by that. Because Mandalorian was popular a year ago before Halo dropped, and then everybody got used to a character that doesn't take his helmet off. In every sort of the
oh,
series, he takes
Mandalorian
his
took his
helmet
helmet
off.
off. Mandalorian took his helmet off at the end of the first season.
Yeah, I know, but it was like a big thing for him to keep it on the whole time.
Yeah,
So when we saw in the first episode, he took the helmet off. I saw, I don't know if I saw anything online, but at least two people, because we were watching in a group. And now I'm hearing you say this too, that
I
y'all
stopped
were
right
upset
there.
he
Like,
took the helmet. Why? His identity isn't a secret. That's not part of the character.
you don't know, you know his name is John at some point later in the series, but no, like his
He's
helmet
a
doesn't come
warrior. I
off.
mean, he's a soldier.
His
His
helmet doesn't.
identity isn't secret. He fights aliens. There's no one to hide his identity
His
from.
helmet doesn't. There's no need for him to have his helmet off. It's not about all of that. It's
But he
about
doesn't live in the suit. He's a human.
heavily modified, but
No,
no,
yeah. I mean, he's an enhanced human, but he goes to sleep and drinks and eats.
no. You keep him in the uniform. That's the whole badassery about it.
But why?
I don't need to see this weak ass dude underneath it. Like I don't need to
No,
see
he's
that.
not weak. He's a conditioned soldier. That's in
No.
the and that series was canon to the books. The books he took his helmet off immediately. Like, well, actually, he didn't have his helmet on at all first. He was raised into the suit. And then in the story, I think in the second game, his helmet comes off, not in the first game. That's why I think Benny was upset. Benny was upset because he had seen Mandalorian in the first game story, his helmet doesn't come off. But I'm like, his identity isn't a he's fighting aliens. They're not gonna steal his credit. They're aliens and flood.
Nope. Keep his damn helmet
I just
on.
wanted to pick
No.
your brain about it.
Just
I
keep your
don't get.
helmet on.
I
No.
think it was fine because that was like now you got to turn it into a show. He's got to talk. He ain't gonna talk in that hot ass suit, breathing in
Yes,
his own breath the whole
yes, he
time.
could have.
Darth Vader? No,
He could have. He does it in the games.
Darth Vader. That's what I'm saying. Y'all thinking
don't
about
need it.
other characters that leave their helmets on all the time.
What's wrong with that? There's
I'm not
nothing
saying
wrong with
I'm
that.
not. That's the thing. I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with it, but I'm saying there's nothing wrong with it being off because that's what he does. He takes his helmet. That's how he talks when he talks in the briefing. In the beginning of the Halo game, you're putting your suit on and stuff.
Yeah, and then after that, that's the last time you see that because he keeps
Till
it
the
on
second
the whole
game.
time.
Yeah, because you're just in one fight.
Nah,
But
I won't know.
the action on it was amazing, though. CG on it was amazing.
Hey,
CG
look,
was great.
I,
That's
I,
some of the best I've ever seen. I can't lie.
it was fine until that moment happened. And I said, yeah, I'm done. I'm not going any further with this and cut it off.
No, that's fine. I'm saying this to say that I have hope when I see Paramount working on a big CG project.
Okay.
Bandai is questionable, but they've done great work. They've also done really trash work. But Paramount, when it comes to big CG stuff, they also just released Sonic, which was
Yeah.
just incredible. Did you see Sonic 3 yet?
No.
Bro, one of the best
I saw the
animated
first one, but
movies
I
I've
haven't seen
seen.
the second one yet. So I do hear a lot of people say that third one's really, really good. So
The best movie by far. The first one, it's the 3, 1, then 2. But the third one was I was like, Paramount needs to make anime. Like straight up. They straight up need to get One Piece, Naruto, Bleach, one of those, and just make a movie with that same level of production. Shit
mhm.
would boom. It would
Okay,
boom.
okay. I gotta sit down and watch it and take it in.
The end fight was literally
I've heard it being
Beerus
compared to
versus
Dragon Ball. Yeah, I've heard
Beerus
it be compared to Dragon
versus
Ball.
but the whole series, the whole thing, the movie is genuinely like, if I were to put it up there with like the Incredibles, like of my favorite anime movies, like that Aztec movie back in the day from Disney. You know which one I'm talking about, the adventure one with the really hot chick with the skirt, the Disney one, the Disney animated one. Back when Disney was on their animation stuff and they did the Moses one, they did y'all people out there know what I'm talking about. What was it called? The Road to El Dorado.
Oh, yeah, that
Yeah,
was one of his other ones. Yeah, I don't remember that one like that, but okay,
that one
okay.
was that was my era when I was a kid. So that one was like one of my favorite animated series. But
Mm,
yeah, so I trust Paramount. We're gonna see what happens. And like you're saying, what you're saying does have some credibility. There is the likelihood that they could cancel it,
yeah. So
but
I can't I'm not excited for it yet because I've seen it. Like I said, that's one of those where people talk about we're doing a movie about it, and then for whatever reason it gets dropped, can't pick up a director, yada yada yada. So until I see concrete stuff that actually is in production or it's further along or something like that, I can't get excited about it just yet.
well, concrete is definitely this announcement in my head because,
Okay.
like I said, not pretty much everything that's getting announced is getting done. The only thing I think that was canceled was that DC production series as of recently, and they've been announcing some off the wall stuff. So it's like I'm just hyped to see what happens. I don't
Yeah.
know. I'm not a Gundam fan, but I just want to see if they can pull it off.
Fingers crossed.
A live action with that much CG, we gotta see what happens. Is it going to be a theater? Thunder confidently production, thundering confidently into production this past week.
Okay.
Bandai Namco and legendary big budget live action Gundam movie is already assembling with recent news of the start of filming. The Mobile Suit Gundam project, based on insanely popular toy and anime line, was originally revealed back in 2018, with Brian K. Vaughan reported set write a script. It was been mostly radio silence ever since, and fans were beginning to seriously doubt whether it would happen. Da da da. And see, that makes sense. 2018 has been 6 years radio silence. They
Mm-hmm.
started filming. That's not radio silence anymore. That's where you start getting hype. And then
Start giving me some
untethered
casting
any
announcements, and
official,
then okay,
huh?
give me some casting announcements, then okay, I can start getting excited.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it doesn't seem like it's big enough to announce the cast before they start filming, but it seems like after they start filming, obviously you're gonna get some stuff, but we may not get some stuff for 6 months, 8 months if they just started filming. You know what I mean? Or who
Mm-hmm.
knows?
Yeah, we'll see.
Untethered to any official title, the Mobile Suit Gundam sci-fi adventure is written and directed by Sweet Tooth's Jim Mickle. The Gundam movie was originally going to be produced in partnership with Netflix, which would have certainly seen it launch straight into the streaming service, but the partnership with Legendary means we'll be getting a full theatrical release.
Okay, theatrical. All right.
Let's go. Hey, if it's theatrical and Paramount's doing it, I'm telling you, after Sonic, I trust Paramount so much. I
Okay.
trust Paramount so much. So oh, and last bit of news. That's what I was looking for on my phone. One
Mhm.
Punch Man season 3 new trailer on March 22nd. That's a
Okay.
month and 12 days.
Okay. All right.
I'm so hyped.
I will make sure I have watched season two by then, so I can get excited for the trailer.
I'm not gonna lie. If they do this right, I don't even want to say these words. If they do
Uh-oh.
this arc all the way right to the end of the Saitama Garo fight, everyone's gonna forget about kaiju. They're gonna forget about solo leveling. They're gonna forget about everything because this stuff is generational. It's gonna be Goku versus Saitama arguments till the end of time after this.
Okay, so basically what we're saying is this year we finna have some banger
It
moments
depends,
in
and we
anime.
gotta wait till we see trailers and stuff because JC Staff is doing it, I believe, not Mappa, not Madhouse, who originally do. You know, Madhouse is goated. They're the
Yeah.
ones who did the first season.
Yeah.
And if this stuff comes out looking like an isekai, then no. But if it comes out with new style animation, et cetera,
hmm Okay. Okay. Some interesting news we had this week. Yeah. Salute to you, Noah, for that.
no problem.
All right.
Lots of news this week.
Yeah, it really was. So we're gonna do this week. We're gonna skip on Thriller Park, and we'll discuss that once Gabby gets back.
I was actually gonna suggest that to you
Yeah.
before, but I forgot to chat that to you. So
No,
that's
no,
kind of
no,
why I picked up a couple extra news things.
no. Perfectly fine. We're already thinking the same way, so we're good on that. So we'll do a full Thriller Park rundown on the episodes we watched and what's happening with her once she gets back. So I did ask if she had a topic to send us, and it falls right in line with some of the stuff we were talking about on news. So
Okay.
she did send us a topic. So she said, is CGI animation ever better than traditional animation?
Gabby be asking these questions that answer themselves.
I think we can agree. I actually,
Hell no.
Okay, yeah, so we actually do agree on that. No,
Hell no.
hand drawn is always the way to go.
Always.
Yes,
That's the way we started.
yeah, I can admit that I'm somebody who for the longest time, hated CG in anime. I don't, hate is a very strong word. I would say I don't hate it no more, but I'm still not a fan of it when it comes to my anime, unless it's very specific and it's considered to me done right as far as technology and stuff goes. Does that make sense? Like when I'm watching a Solo Leveling or a like Demon Slayer, that combination of the two.
Well, she might be talking about full CG.
So something more on the line. That's what I'm thinking. Something more on the line
Like
of like,
Girls Band Cry.
I haven't seen that one.
It
But I
was
was thinking
maybe we weren't doing seasons. That was 2 seasons ago, but it was full CG, but it was good.
no, but I'm thinking like a Orange Studio with Trigun Stampede, Land of the Illustrious, Beastars, full CG stuff like that. I think when it comes to their CG, I think they're probably a full CG product.
Shout out my buddy Joshua. He's always talking about his love for Studio Orange's CG. He's always like, I can't watch any CG but Studio Orange.
They do a really good job with full CG stuff. I can give them credit. It's not all the way there yet, but it's further than what I've seen from a lot of other.
Nah, I would say it's all the way there, in my opinion. When I first watched the episode 1 of Trigun Stampede, I was just like, this isn't what I'm used to. And I feel like the first time I watched it, I was like just making myself not like it, because I was like, I just don't like CG. So I'm cutting myself off to this. And then once I really locked in, I was like, actually, this is amazing. And I enjoyed it just as much as I enjoy hand-drawn animation. I thought it had its own vibe, its own feel. Would I want everyone done like that? No. But that's a lot of the reason why I watch them, is to see different like production values, artistic versions, all those different things.
Land of the Illustrious, go check that one out. Land of the Illustrious. They did that one before they did Beastars and Trigun.
Oh yeah, Land of the Illustrious.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah, I was gonna say Beastars. I haven't seen Land of the Illustrious. Beastars was another one that's really good that they did. I forget which other one they did. The one with the girl with the green hair who's cosplayed.
That's Land of the Illustrious.
Oh, that's Land of the Illustrious.
Yeah, they got that jewel.
Oh yeah. No, I haven't seen that one. Yeah. But yeah, I know the MC just because I see her cosplayed.
Beautiful.
Every con, everywhere. Yeah.
I'm
gonna watch it one day.
But yes, when it comes to hand drawn versus CG, it is always hand drawn. Period. Point blank.
Yep.
Yeah, that was a pretty easy one, I should say, for us to answer. So let's get into our top threes of the week.
Let's hear it.
All right, so let's see. I did catch up on some things this weekend. I caught up on the Dr. Amaku, if I'm saying her name right, anime. That was a good episode for this week. What stood out to me in that one was the fact we got to see from her perspective when her I'm gonna call him not her assistant or whatever. When he was like in a life or death situation, in trouble, how we know how she treats him, but like how she reacted to it. That was a cool little moment and a cool little episode with a clever case to try to solve about spontaneous combustion. So that was a good episode this week. I think Honey Lemon Soda and Blue Box delivering again this week. I am a little not frustrated is the wrong word. I have more questions with Honey Lemon Soda and the bullying of this girl because her self confidence is so shot, and he's helping her like build all that kind of stuff up and talk more and have be more expressional. But like, it seems to be like just some stupid little teasing because she didn't show her emotions when she was like in middle school. That
Hmm.
seems like where all this bullying comes from, and I feel like there has to be something else because that her reaction to it is so heavy and so harsh when it was being be called stony because she didn't show emotion like that. It's just I feel like there's something there on that tape. I'm wondering if there's more to the bullying besides just that type of stuff. Did you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm wondering
I've
if
only
there's
seen the first episode. I maybe two episodes. I watched the first day,
more.
just because, like I said, too much romance. But
I get
the
it.
first two episodes were beautiful,
Yeah, but yeah,
and I think I'm gonna eventually watch it once it finishes. But yeah,
mhm.
I haven't seen any of it.
Yeah, but it's a you know what I'm saying. It hit another one this week. They did another really good episode. I agree.
Word, glad
Blue
to hear.
Box had another good episode this week.
Blue Box story building is so, and their story progression is so good. It just like they're in the same like three spots, but you always feel like you're going somewhere in their story.
Mhm.
They're like, I mean, they've gone to nationals in a couple places, but you didn't even see them at nationals.
Yeah,
They're pretty
just
much at school in the gym.
in the gym.
They're
Yeah,
in the gym. They're not even really in the halls. They're like in the gym, the classroom, in his house,
yeah,
and it just always feels
on the
like the
street,
story is going
someone
somewhere.
walking or something like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But no, another good episode. I did watch the guild receptionist one. Yeah, her and dude are not getting together. She doesn't like him. That's not happening. So I'm I'm cool with that. But I do like the fact that more people know that she's the executioner, and now it's starting to bleed over into her everyday life, and she is super frustrated by it. So I'm still entertained by it. I'm still enjoying it. But as far as my top threes this week, number three,
Oh, let me pull up my episodes.
yeah, I need to look at what I've watched recently. So I'm pretty sure I know my number one and number two are. All right, yeah, Sakamoto Days is my honorable mention. The sniper guy was kind of annoying, but other than that, I enjoyed myself with the episode. And like the fact that his wife uh, kind of knows what's going on now and got on him about it. That was pretty fun, and entertaining. My number three, Doctor Stone. Like I'm loving this whole science versus science arc. Like they got a little more than us, but Senku is he's locked in. He's ready to go to war with them. And now they're building carriers. Like it is crazy right now. I am all in on the Doctor Stone train right now for this final season. Number two is ReZero. ReZero had a banger of a return. That first episode, they didn't hold anything back. We're ready to get into all these battles that are about to come and all these deaths that are most likely about to come with it. So I'm fully on board the Amelia hype train, the Subaru hype train going forward. And y'all would have had the one number one spot if Solo Leveling didn't try and break the internet. And a lot of people say they did with episode six. Cause
Oh, they crashed a couple sites.
yeah, cause man, if y'all could have just seen or hear our reaction when me, Noah, and everybody was watching that episode together. They didn't pull nothing on that episode. From the camera angles to the action to the swag to the trash talking. Like it was it was phenomenal. And I think a small part, but one of my a small little favorite part of my episode is when he goes to save the captain. And he's all busted up. He's like, look, Cap, you want me to you want me to handle this? Want me to take care of these guys? And instead of being like, oh, you're only an E rank or something like that, like you can't do that, it was more like he knew in the back of his mind, like probably what had happened before. And he was like, yes, please just take care of this for us. It's like, all right, I got this now.
Yeah.
Bring out his boys. Yeah, let me clean this up real quick. And goes
He
to
literally stopped him and said, "Hey, sir, this
yeah,
is
did it politely. Yeah.
he said, this is which granted, I don't know if I like it or if I don't, but I'm not upset by it. But in the manhwa, he that A rank hunter, from the moment he saw that they were high orcs, he started to kind of like shit himself a little bit. Like he
Hmm.
was scared really badly and kind of realized, oh, I'm in some shit that I'm not equipped for. And
Hmm.
then when they got there, he got real scared, which they kind of didn't show until the final moment. He also had this thought process where he's like, they're all thinking the same thing. And they're all like, all right, the only way we get out is if we rush the mage. And so we'll rush the mage at the last second. And that's why he starts running towards the mage
Yeah,
because he
and
had
then
that thought
when he
process.
looks back at everybody, and everybody is terrified, frozen,
Yeah.
and he just looks
Because they
forward
all
like,
had that thought, but he was the
yeah,
only one who acted.
yeah. And then I mean, salute to him. He kept going straight forward. I mean, it did not work out well for him, even a
And
little
then
bit.
Sun Jin Woo said, I know this is your guild, but
Yeah.
is it all right if I take all the gold and experience for these kills? Cause I'm about to give you a generation to watch.
Yep.
LeBron down by 3 against the Warriors.
The look on their faces after he gave him the nod to go ahead. All right. The look in his eyes when he had that white glowing like eyes, like he's locked in serious, and goes to walk away. You see all the shadows coming up. They're like, what is about to happen here? And he puts on a clinic in front of all of them. That was just,
One thing that happens while you're reading this series, that's why I would add it to one of the things that we read or whatever. And I read it twice. Is just like when you're reading it, there's a lot of you're just reading. You just got to stop and, oh, you know what I'm saying? Just because the page turns and everything. And they have captured that so well. Like all the little stuff, like him walking and them coming out, the way a camera pans out and all his shoulders
ooh,
just pop up. They've mastered the way because every time he brought them out, it was pretty horrified.
oh yeah. Like seeing Egress get off when they do that one camera kind of pan or whatever. You see him from different angles running around tearing everybody up. Oh,
Oh yeah, they
and
showed Iron and Igris
they was getting
fighting each
busy
other.
out there.
Yeah.
I even like how they showed it in like the orcs' perspectives, like when it's all crazy looking or whatever and sketchy. And they look like they look kind of demonic. You know what I mean? Like, oh, these things
Yep.
are unhinged and crazy. They're killing all of us right now.
Yep.
It's done such well, and even with like some future storyline elements they've thrown in there to kind of whet your palate and get excited for maybe what's to come in, like with the glitching or whatever. When the orc known as Tusk now, like was kind of talking to himself, like, but these commands keep telling me like to go ahead and like kill all the humans or whatever. Like he couldn't break that command. You see everything glitching and shaking around him. Like, okay, there's something there's something deeper to this with NPCs and the system leading him through this solo journey type of thing. Like I'm ready to learn more of all of that. You know what I mean? 'Cause that's twice now they've thrown it in our face in season two. Like, all right, okay, y'all want to tell us something, but you're just teasing us with it right now. I'm looking forward to what you want to tell us. But until then, I'm enjoying this ride 100%. You are taking us on. So
They've given you a whole bunch of weird shit. They've given you that. They've cut out some stuff that y'all would think about, but maybe they'll put it later. They've given you the fact that Sung Jin Woo's dad was alive in a gate for 10 years.
mhm.
Like that's weird. And he beat a S rank hunter like light work. So it's like, first of all, how high does the S rank go?
Yeah.
Cause and then second of all, how the heck did he survive in a gate that long?
Well, if he's surviving the gate that long, you don't want to mess with him right now. Like I don't know who wants to mess with him right now. We got a glimpse at what he's capable of.
And if he's that strong and starting to give you like some kind of thought, like, is this why Sung Jin Woo is so strong?
Yeah, like is it in his genes or in his DNA or something like
Is
that.
this
Like,
why he got this power?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
yeah.
There's definitely more to it on that side, but I don't expect too much of that just yet. Maybe season three, whatever the glitch is, I feel like they'll explore that a little more first before they get into what the deal is with his father. I think.
You got a good little while.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe the end of the third season will get
Okay.
some, but honestly, I can't remember until it starts happening again. It comes back, but maybe the end of the third season, maybe.
Hmm. But those are my top three episodes of the week.
Oh
So,
yeah.
what are yours, Noah?
Well, first, let's see. I watched this week. Oops, I don't have Crunchyroll open. I have the wrong website open.
Had this
I
sometimes.
watched I watched 100 Girlfriends.
Okay.
Um, this episode was pretty good. The last episode was pretty mid. This episode was pretty good. We'll see on the next episode. I'm still episode behind. Um, I watched. I'm trying to think of some things I watched. I'm like 3 episodes behind on the Doctor one,
Okay.
but I'm enjoying watching it multiple episodes at a time.
Okay. Yeah, like I said, it
Um,
was a good episode this week.
the daily life of an middle aged.
Online
First of
shopper.
all, yeah. First of all, my man be getting some cheeks. But second of all, it seems like anytime there's this middle aged one, they be getting cheeks. But this man is it's just so fun to see how he uses his little Amazon in his pocket. It's just so fun.
hmm
And I really like the concept of that one. So that one was cool. Possibly the Greatest Alchemist is also really great. I may be a guild receptionist was really fun. Yeah, definitely doesn't look like she's gonna be with that guy. Seems like it'll just be like fleeting, fleeting flirtation or whatever. But I'm really loving it. The animation's good. Fight scenes are cool.
hmm
Characters are cool. And am I missing one that I was thinking of? Oh, I didn't watch Orb this week again. I'm watching it late. I think it comes out yesterday. That's why.
Okay.
But it will probably be up there because Orb is getting close to masterpiece level. That mess is. Are you caught up?
No, I'm not. I think I am. I think I'm still. I have to finish the last. I know they're in the new with the new characters, but I got to finish the last one and start this one. But I do.
Uh-huh.
I do have them though loaded up on my phone when I'm at work to watch. So
Have you been enjoying it?
no, so far
Like
it's really good. It
this
is.
one, you need to lock in on the story, bro. This one might
Yeah.
be sit at home and watch.
No,
Throw it on the TV.
I generally watch it better when I'm at work
Oh,
because it
okay.
usually just me in there. It's quiet for the most part. You know what I mean? I can sit there and just kind of lock in. Here, I'll get too many distractions, whatever. So
I don't think there's ever been an anime that makes me think the way this one does.
and I heard you.
And
I've been hearing you say that for a while, but I've come to see a lot of people saying that like online.
just the way that it has your thought process, and it's super like interesting history because it's like historical perspective
Yeah.
style, and it's just I don't know. Once this is done, like the rewatch of this, I feel like it doesn't matter if you're in the anime, if you're not, this is one you could sit down and just be mind blown or just be like, man, we really used to be like this, you know?
Yeah.
Um, very realistic, almost no form of like superpower or like there's almost no non-realism in it. And it just goes to show, I don't know if I said this before, but you don't need a fight scene, you don't need crazy animation,
Mm,
even though it does look beautiful. You just need
yeah.
core story, and it's this to me is literally 10 out of 10 from the intro to the characters to the story to the art, everything.
hmm
10 out of 10. So that being said, I didn't watch it, but my top three will be actually my top one is tied. It's
Okay.
tied between ReZero and Solo Leveling.
Okay.
Because even though Soul Leveling definitely had overall episode of the year so far
hmm
with just the ridiculous choreography, every time they replace a fight scene or a moment that happened, they put some saucy stuff in the way of what actually happened. So it's kind of like any One Piece reader and watcher knows this, that this is what happens. Like the King versus Zoro fight,
hmm
it was not no flying dragons and Zoro literally flying through. That did not happen. Okay. So it's like people who see that, y'all know what I'm talking about. When they take those parts out and replace it, which One Piece does really, really well, um, it really looks good. And they really hit it with some heat. And they're just putting a whole foot in this thing. Even they know how to put the CG in there because they only put it in points that you're not really looking for or that
Yeah.
doesn't affect the main scene. And everything about this episode was perfect. Sung Woo's aura farming again. They finally saw him. The association finally saw him
Yeah.
use the powers. and
Hey,
literally,
his reaction, he just turned around like, oh, like they're standing there.
bro was like in a candy shop. He said, "A new beast for the squad."
He was talking to himself. Oh yeah, like hit the computer, like, yeah, let me get this thing. When he paid
Yeah,
attention behind him.
because
Uh
the enemies that first of all, if you go on a gate with Sung Jin-woo, good luck. Like imagine you just in a gate. Ah, da 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 da. It's gonna be a nice job. Sung Jin-woo, nice to meet you. Hey, Sung Jin-woo, how you doing? You just keep
we're about
going.
to
Little
die.
do you know, you're about to die.
We're about to die. He's not, but most of you certainly are.
But the camera work, the way I made a thread
Oh my
about this on
gosh.
Twitter, the way they spun the camera around,
Yes.
it
Oh
was
my.
it was literally on prime moments, the slow motion. It was movie quality. It really was. Like
Yeah,
that was
he
anime movie
he
quality.
wasn't lying when he said that when Sung Jinwoo levels up,
The
we're leveling
animation
up.
levels
Yeah,
up.
we're gonna level it all up. Like, okay, so okay, he's
But
he's
that
holding
is
true to
time.
that.
I'm like, it's still a long way to go. So what in the world? One critique is I really wish. Do you remember after Igris, he beat Igris, all the level ups came out and on the flat ground?
Yes.
That I really wish they would continue to show because when he beats these big bosses, it's a lot of experience for him. So I really wish, once again, I keep saying this, I wish they would just slow down and show the system a little bit longer so
Hmm.
you can kind of, because that's the whole important thing about him is his system. And you
Yeah.
don't really get to see much of it. You don't really get to see him scrolling through the
Yeah,
system.
like they did in the more so in the first season. Not
Yeah.
completely, but more so in the first season. He would do that type of stuff. Not as much now. Like
After
him,
each boss, when you're reading it, you see the of his level
yeah.
going up. So you know what I mean? Okay, he got stronger. And now he's ranked in S rank. So if he's going up, we gotta see what's coming up. But
Undead orc army and an
oh
elite
yeah,
knight and an elite orc knight now.
oh yeah,
Jeez.
oh yeah. But in this season, don't even worry because we're gonna find out because we have, I don't know if you saw the arc list, like the thing that shows the list of arcs that are coming in this season.
Okay, no, I didn't see that.
Okay, well, there's one on there called the S rank sparring arc.
Oh, he about to
So
dog walk somebody. Let's go.
so we gonna see what happens. Hey,
Okay.
I'm not
I know,
saying that,
I get it, yeah,
but
but
we gonna see.
from what we've seen in season one till now,
Maybe
I can lead
so.
to believe that somebody is gonna get dog
Maybe
walked.
what we've learned so far is like put this together in a shonen aspect. We saw his dad who walk a S rank.
Yeah.
So that what is all you know is that there's levels to S ranks. So if his
Mhm.
dad, surely his dad isn't the only one that's strong, or maybe he is. You got to find out.
Only time will tell.
Yeah, yeah. Because they only have what I think 10 in Japan alone. So it's like
Yeah, some low number like that. Yeah, they said, yeah.
we've seen Chul, Jun Chul, who's the fire dude.
Right,
We've
we
seen
saw them.
Naoko, who's the wolf one. We've seen none of them have
Yes.
power. We've seen Chahe, who's the
The
sword
girl.
chick.
Yeah, we saw her.
We've
Yeah.
seen Sanjabu's dad, and then the one who moved and works for America.
Oh, the one that got whooped by Sung Jin Woo's
Yeah.
dad.
So
Yeah.
that's the only S ranks
Came there
we've seen.
talking trash. Look at Sung Jin Woo and nah. Had to
So
meet up
for
with
all we
Doc.
know, but Chul could be because Chul just said last season he was like, He's like, do you think you could empty out A rank gate by yourself? An
No, he
A
said,
rank gate,
yeah, last episode, yeah, and he was like,
and he was
"Nah,
like,
I
nah,
can't."
I
Because
don't
he
think.
asked him if Sun Jin Woo was stronger than him. He was like, "Do you think he's
Yeah.
stronger than me?" It's like, let me ask you this: can you clear out an A-rank dungeon by yourself? He was like, "Nah."
Well, first he's like, bro, when we go into A rank ganks, we have parties and stuff like that
Yeah,
and do different stuff. He's
to,
like, could
to,
you
uh,
clear
to
this out by
compensate for
yourself?
others, to compensate for what you can't do or whatever. That's how they structured their parties. Yeah,
Precisely.
yeah,
So he's
and,
like, nah, I don't think I could. And then
and that
he's
was the
like, so
answer right
that means
there.
he's stronger than him. But remember when he saw Chahe, he said, is there another woman in the world with that much strength, with that much? So clearly she might be stronger, but that dude's the director.
Right.
They'll teach you about the guilds more later in the series, but each guild has to have an S rank to even be a guild.
Okay.
So
Okay.
yeah. So except for the association, they're like the government guild. Yeah. So, anyways, that's number one, tied with ReZero. We can also talk about ReZero. ReZero came back with heat, hot fire,
100%. 100%.
lava. They came back banging. White Fox, what you doing in there? Give them niggas a raise.
In fact,
Everybody in that studio, give them a raise.
everything from the intro to what happened in the story and the action and everything, and the outro was just
The outro,
oh, the outro was
the outro was on some
beautiful.
Rankings of Kings intro stuff. Like,
It
remember
was.
how beautiful Rank of the King's intro visuals
Hmm.
were? That's
Hmm.
how the outro was. Camera panning,
Yeah.
different like quality of animation. Like they put their foot in
Yeah.
this. White
Yeah.
Fox knows what their moneymaker is. It's like Steins Gate is re-airing for them or something because they putting in so much work. Then we saw Reinhardt. I told you up to this part, I have no idea. I know Reinhardt's list of powers, but I can't remember them because the list is like this long.
Hmm.
But I'll show you one day, and it literally shows the light novel list of his powers. He's on some Dragon Ball Z stuff, but he got virtually killed and then comes back to life. I don't know if he got killed. Maybe he just got dropped.
Maybe they'll.
I don't know why, but I wasn't nervous at all.
No, no, because it's Reinhardt. No, like
I wasn't
we finally
nervous
got
at
him
all.
back, and we get to see him do his thing. No, he's not dead just yet. No.
He literally hasn't even done but a couple swings yet. We waiting
Yeah.
to see some true power.
Yeah. Yeah. Not
The
yet.
way he flexes on him, he said, hey, so this sword here, it only lets me take it out if you're worthy. And
Yeah.
you're not
You're not
worthy.
worthy, bro.
He's like, can't get it out. Sorry.
Nope. Let's just go with the hands.
So that's
Oh,
number 2.
man.
Seeing Subaru come back in full force, my boy
Yes.
is ready. I want to see what's going to happen with his arms now. Subaru got some new powers and he's not really using a lot of them. So I want to see what's going to come back with his, like, he got the power to use the fist
Hmm.
from the Witch of Envy or whatever, and he has that. So he hasn't really used it at all. So I'm like, I wonder if this dragon blood is going to give him some powers, but
I
we'll
was
see.
wondering about the dragon blood too. I think there's going to be something with that.
Yeah, because now he's in the mode that he doesn't want to die just to die. Like
Yeah.
before, he'd have died and reset his body just
Oh,
to do
like
it.
50 million times. Yeah, but he got through all that after season 2. So yeah.
Yeah, which is kind of just like, it's great for the story, but that's such a handicap because really you should be able to just use this power. But now he's just simping because he's like, even if they're going to be sad and then disappear into nothingness, I don't want to make them sad for just a moment.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's like real sappy part of the story. But those two are tied for my number 1. Number 2
Number 3.
is
Oh, all right.
huh?
All
No,
right.
those
Yeah.
two are tied for because I can't say so 11 over ReZero. I can't say ReZero so I just can't say it.
You should
Those are
though.
tied for
You
number
should.
1.
You should make a decision.
I can't. It's too close. So those two are both just sharing the number 1 spot. They're equal. 10 out of 10. Um, number 2 is easily gonna not easily, but it's gonna be what did we watch? Oh, number 2 is gonna be Dragon Ball Daima
Okay.
because my boy Goku went Super Saiyan 3 in kid form, no eyebrows, all heat. That episode was tough. That episode was so tough. They've really cooked with Dragon Ball Daima. I feel
That,
like it's being
yeah,
slept on.
I can believe that, and I think it's just a kid thing. People aren't maybe.
Some people out there are waiting or they're
Yeah.
not willing to chance, but once it's said and done and some people give it a chance, they're gonna realize what they missed. This is some heat. This is
Mhm.
I
It is.
really kind of watching it now. I wish I let it stack and I could watch it all at once because I
Yeah.
feel like that would be even more fun with this. And so that's gonna be number 2. Probably gonna be number 2 again next week. Now that he's Super Saiyan 3,
Is
my
next week last
favorite.
episode, or was it second to last episode? I know we're getting close.
That was 17. So episode 20 is the last episode.
Yeah, I
So
know we're getting close. Yeah.
we
Okay.
got 3 more. Yep. And then episode 3 is gonna be Zenshu because
Okay. Yeah, you were
Zenshu
saying
it
that's what I
was
forgot that you were saying was really good this week. I forgot to check that one out.
Zenshu. The last 3 episodes, I caught up on this one because I was only on episode 2, and this series has just got a really good concept.
Hmm.
She's what's his name from Naruto? She's Sai from Naruto, but way stronger. Like she can draw stuff that's like an actual thing, and I don't know, she could draw a whole anime, but it's funny because she draws it and then whatever she draws, if she draws a whole volume, then she falls asleep for the amount of time that it would have actually taken her to draw that volume.
Hmm.
It's interesting how they're using the same animation every time she does her power. It kind of feels like the newest Kingdom Hearts game, which was basically a Disneyland ad, and how every time you did one of those Disneyland abilities, it would be the same animation, and you did it every fight. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that
Okay.
that's kind of what she feels. That's kind of what it feels like. But it does look really good, and then the music's really Zenshu,
Yeah,
Zenshu.
and I do
I
like the
love
story of her being in like this another world that's like a favorite place for her, and seeing what's changed and she's interfered with stuff and trying to figure out how to get it back on track. I do enjoy that also about it.
So for
Yeah,
people who don't know, she was a manga just legend. She wrote
yeah,
something that became violently popular for her first series, kind of like that other artist in Oshinoko. And then she ends up
yeah.
becoming the director of the studio for this next project that's going to be popular. She also worked on, or she didn't work, but when she grew up, she was watching this popular series that kind of flopped, but she just for whatever reason
Yeah,
watched
it
it a
stuck
lot
with her.
and
Yeah,
knew
it was her
every
thing.
detail.
Yeah.
And so when she was working one day, she was overworking herself in the studio, and then the director brings in lunch, and the director literally says it's past the expiration date, so throw them out if y'all not going to eat them, which is crazy. And then she eats one of the clams and
And
dies,
died. Yeah, she
and then
died.
she goes into the world of the movie that she grew up watching.
Hmm.
So she knows what's going to happen. And usually what I've noticed, I was going to say this earlier about the series that you talked about, but I can't remember what it was. Maybe you'll remember when I say this. Now, a lot of times back in the day, it seemed like when you had a secret in a series or anime, you keep that secret for a long time. Whatever
Hmm.
that secret may be. I was isekai, I have superpowers, I have this history, whatever it is, you keep that secret for a long time. Nowadays, it seems like the secret's out. Like with a lot of these
Yeah,
series, what was
yeah.
the series you were talking about? One of them is Solo Leveling,
All right, Solo.
where
Yeah, this
everyone finds
one.
out Kaiju number 8.
They found out about that one. I was going to say
Um,
ReZero, but no, he's not allowed to tell anybody ReZero, so it's not ReZero.
nah, yeah. What's the one we were just talking about before I said the one that I brought up this example with?
Let me think.
Zenshu.
Zenshu, that's the
She,
one we're talking about.
yeah,
Yeah.
and then the one you said also, but that just seems to be the theme now. Is like people are finding out the secrets, this big secret, and that was always kind of a thing in isekais and other
Well, maybe
animes
it's a
that
way to
like
try to grow the genre. You know what I'm saying? Okay, instead of it keeping a
possibly
secret, let's put a twist on it and let it be known. You know what I mean? What's happening?
authors definitely copy the hell out of each other in
Oh
the
yeah,
light novel and the manga industry. So that's a thing. But I just thought that was interesting because in Zenshu, she tells everyone, like, hey, so y'all are actually a movie, and I know everything that's going to happen because I've seen the movie, and you were directed and written by this person and this person.
yeah.
And you all have little character sheets and this and that. And they're like, no way. And she literally knows everything.
Hmm.
And as she goes through, obviously the details change. There's a little thing in her ear that keeps popping up saying it's no use, that
Yeah.
we don't know what, but apparently something's going to change because the details of this movie that she saw are changing a little bit. And it's
Mhm.
just a very interesting concept because anything she can draw comes to life. And
Yes.
she's a master legendary manga artist. But anytime these enemies come out, she's able to bring out her magical desk and she can draw like a volume in like 10 seconds.
Yeah.
So,
And passes off, I mean, like you said. Yeah.
yeah. So she joins the squad and it's just going through the adventures of that. But Mappa does their thing. It's great animation, a little bit of 3D, not too much. Um, and the concept is really fun. So that's definitely my third.
All right. That's fair enough. I'm not mad at that at all.
That would
Not
have
even
to
a
be
little bit.
my third. And then if I were to say my honorable mention, I guess it would be Rurouni Kenshin,
Okay.
a little
Okay.
bar.
Yeah, we're about to. Yeah, it's about to start going off in Kenshin because we're about to. It's battle time.
Kenshin's up there every week.
Yeah, it's battle time with Kenshin.
Kenshin literally has not had one bad episode in 41
Mm.
episodes.
No, no,
So
they're cooking every week. Yeah, but I'm looking forward to seeing how they do this the Kyoto arc. You know what I mean? Like the big climactic ending and everything. And I am so excited to get to what comes next because
hell
that.
yeah, I would just want to see how far they turn up the animation for these fights
I hope so.
that I'm so used to seeing in one way.
Hmm. I hope so. I have a feeling they will. I
I
feel like they've been turned up more this season, so I'm excited.
However, though, remember when the beginning of the season started and I said this season everything looks mid?
I remember you saying that early on.
In the beginning of the season, I was like, everything looks mid. Like when we were starting to talk about our weeklies and stuff
Yeah.
for the beginning of the season. And I just got to say that I was corrected because a lot of these forgettable isekais are super fun. Um,
Uh,
Obviously, the daily life of the middle aged
yeah.
guy The A rank party one I told you about, that one's super fun because this dude's just from an A rank party and he joins like a C rank party.
You're
So
right.
it's
They
just
come
fun
out, yeah.
watching
They're like
him like
his old
every
students or
episode.
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, that one's really fun. The fruit master, where everybody gets one skill from eating the legendary fruit, but he has the ability to gain any skill. So anytime there's a problem, he just eats fruits until he gets a good skill.
I need to. I said I was going to start.
No,
I need to.
it was so funny. He has this little girl who's like working with him, and I see he like orphaned her, so she's like kind of like his like stepchild, I guess. And she's like she has the appraisal skill, so she can see what skill he gets. So she's eating, and she's like, no, that's like the rug cleaning skill. And then he eats it, and she's like, no. She's like, that's the cat taming skill. I'm really jealous, but that's absolutely useless.
When you saw that, you first person you thought it was Gabby.
Gabby, absolute, because that would be Gabby. Gabby would be that little girl. She'd be like, I'm incredibly jealous. You can't do nothing with this.
Oh man. Yeah, I do have to catch
so
you on that one.
That one was really exciting. And those are just fun. To be honest, once they're like episode 10, it don't matter that much. No, they're like episode 6 right now, but they're so forgettable that it's just like they're just fun to watch in passing.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah,
I get that. Oh man. All right. I think we had some solid choices for some top 10 for that top 10, top 3s for this week. And let us know what you think about our picks for the top ones. What were your top picks for the week? What episodes? Do you agree with us and what people are saying about Solo Leveling episode 6, anime episode of the year contender, or you think it's still too early to put something like that on it? They might have earned that one.
No, I'm saying episode of the year so far.
Yeah,
That's
so far. Yeah,
we only in February 10th, so it's only been a month.
No, I think it has earned the right to be on that list. And we just got to see what happens for the rest of the year. But solid.
Oh, we'll probably have a better episode than that this season based on where
Probably. We got 6 episodes left.
You know, I forgot to put that in the news, but the final 2 episodes are airing at the same time, so it's going to be an hour release, 40 minutes. Because they might end it on the fight. That final fight's going to have to be the whole time. It's a long fight, so
I'm locked in that day. Whenever we do it, I'm so locked in.
I can't wait.
Oh yeah. But let us get out of here. Before we go, remember, for those who haven't yet, we do have a Patreon that you can sign up for, where we have exclusive content over there, cross-loading snacks, and we are working on some stuff on the anime side to send over there as well. So tune in right now, go over there, sign up, and get ready for the stuff that we're about to be dropping over there. Thursday, you know where you can find us in Discord, 9:30, watching When They Cry, Higurashi. And Thursday mornings, you can find us 10 o'clock when we present this to you for everybody out in the world. So until next week, we will catch you all later. So until then, deuces.
Toodles and loos.
Loading snacks.